Welcome to the new video, my dear friends. It's Noob from Minecraft with you. Today I'm going to make a building challenge of a safest tiny house with my friends. And while I will build it, I would like to tell you one interesting story about a family of the smallest creature in the world and their adventure. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's build! In a world of towering giants, where blades of grass are like towering trees, and a raindrop is a deluge, there lived a family of the tiniest creatures known to exist. They were the thumblings, no bigger than a ladybug's wing, yet full of courage and determination. The thumbling family, Father Thimble, Mother Lily, and their children, Petal, Moss, and Twig, lived in a cozy burrow nestled under the roots of a mighty oak tree. One fateful day, a gust of wind carried them far from their home, depositing them in a land of giants. As they explored this giant world, they marveled at the wonders around them. Blades of grass were like towering forests, and pebbles were massive boulders. Everything was enormous, yet strangely beautiful. However, they soon realized that survival in this world would require all their wit and resourcefulness. Determined to make the best of their situation, the thumblings set out to build a new home among the giants. They gathered twigs and leaves to construct a tiny house, using dewdrops as glue to hold everything together. It was a labor of love, but soon their new home stood proudly amidst the giant grass. Next, they faced the challenge of finding food. The giants' discarded crumbs were like feasts to them, and they learned to forage and scavenge with the skill of seasoned adventurers. They even discovered a secret garden hidden behind a wall of towering leaves, where they found a bounty of fruits and berries. As they went about their daily lives, they encountered other creatures like themselves, tiny beings who had also found a way to survive in this giant world. Some became their friends, while others posed new challenges and adventures. The thumblings' journey among the giants was filled with excitement and danger. They encountered towering insects, mighty birds, and even the occasional rainstorm that threatened to wash them away. But through it all, they remained brave and determined, facing each challenge with the spirit of adventurers. In this world of giants, the thumblings stand tall, their courage unmatched. They never fear to fall. Through blades of grass, they journey on and on, their tiny hearts beat steady as the dawn. With each new day, a challenge they face, but never once do they slow their pace. They gather twigs and leaves with care, building a home where they can share. The dewdrops glisten in the morning light, as they work from morning until night. Their tiny hands are deft and swift, crafting a home, their spirits uplift. The giants roam above, their steps so grand, but the thumblings build in this giant land. Their laughter rings out in the breeze, as they build their home with such ease. With food in their bellies and a roof overhead, the thumblings feel no fear or dread. They explore the world with wide-eyed wonder, in this land where everything is a thunder. As the days turn to weeks, and the weeks to years, the thumblings conquer their doubts and fears. They make friends with creatures big and small. In this giant world, they stand proud and tall. But deep in their hearts, a longing remains for the world they left, with its familiar strains. Will they find a way to return home again? Or will this giant world be their forever domain? The adventure of the thumblings continues to unfold, as their story is written in legends, bold. Their journey is long, their spirit unbroken. In this giant world, their fate remains unspoken. In this world of giants, the thumblings stand tall, their courage unmatched. They never fear to fall. Through blades of grass, they journey on and on, their tiny hearts beat steady as the dawn. With each new day, a challenge they face, but never once do they slow their pace. They gather twigs and leaves with care, building a home where they can share. The dewdrops glisten in the morning light, as they work from morning until night. Their tiny hands are deft and swift, crafting a home, their spirits uplift. The giants roam above, their steps so grand, but the thumblings build in this giant land. Their laughter rings out in the breeze, as they build their home with such ease. With food in their bellies and a roof overhead, the thumblings feel no fear or dread. They explore the world with wide-eyed wonder, in this land where everything is a thunder. As the days turn to weeks, and the weeks to years, the thumblings conquer their doubts and fears. They make friends with creatures big and small. In this giant world, they stand proud and tall. But deep in their hearts, a longing remains for the world they left, with its familiar strains. Will they find a way to return home again? Or will this giant world be their forever domain? The adventure of the thumblings continues to unfold, as their story is written in legends, bold. Their journey is long, their spirit unbroken. In this giant world, their fate remains unspoken. The thumbling's tale is one of bravery and might. As they navigate this world, so vast and bright, their tiny footsteps leave marks in the sand. In this giant world, where they make a stand, they encounter new friends along the way. Giant creatures who greet them with a sway. Together they laugh and share in delight. In this world where everything is a sight, the days turn to months, and the months to years, as the thumblings face joys and fears. But their bond grows stronger with every day. In this giant world, where they find their way, the giants above may seem daunting and tall, but the thumblings know they can conquer it all. With hearts full of courage and minds sharp and keen, in this world of giants, they reign as a queen. So the story goes on, with no end in sight, as the thumblings embrace each day and night. Their adventure continues, a tale to be told. In this giant world, where their spirits unfold, as they journey through this land of giants, the thumblings face trials and giants. But with each challenge, they grow stronger, their determination lasting longer. They learn the ways of this giant world. From the sunrise till the stars are furled, they find joy in the simplest of things. In this world where each day brings
Hello friends, it is me, Pro from Minecraft. I'm happy to see you again. My friend Noob made very cool safest tiny house, but I will try to build it even more interesting. And while I do this, I will continue to tell you a cool story about our smallest friends. Also like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start building. In the heart of a lush forest, nestled beneath towering trees, lived a family of the tiniest creatures in the world. They were known as the Tiny Ones. And despite their size, they possessed hearts filled with courage and curiosity. One bright morning, while venturing beyond their cozy dwellings, they stumbled upon a mysterious tunnel leading deep into the ground. With eager hearts and a sense of adventure, they embarked on a journey that would take them to a world unlike any they had ever known, a world of giants. In the quiet of dawn, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the leaves, the Tiny Ones set out on their daily exploration. They were a family of three: Milo, the brave and curious eldest brother; Lily, the kind and resourceful sister; and little Pip, the youngest, with an insatiable thirst for knowledge. As they wandered through the underbrush, Milo's sharp eyes caught a glimmer of light emanating from beneath a cluster of ferns. Intrigued, they carefully brushed aside the foliage and discovered a small opening in the earth. Without hesitation, they ventured inside, their hearts pounding with excitement and anticipation. The tunnel was narrow and dark, with twists and turns that seemed to lead endlessly into the earth. Yet, the Tiny Ones pressed on, their curiosity driving them deeper into the unknown. As they journeyed, they noticed peculiar markings on the wall, symbols that seemed to tell a story of a world beyond their own. The air grew colder, and the faint sound of rushing water reached their ears. With each step, their excitement grew, and they knew that they were on the brink of a great adventure. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the tunnel opened up into a vast cavern, illuminated by a soft, ethereal glow. Before them lay a world unlike any they had ever seen, a world of giants. The Tiny Ones stood in awe, gazing up at the towering figures that surrounded them. It was then that they knew their lives would never be the same, for they had discovered a world filled with wonders and dangers beyond their wildest dreams. And so began the epic adventure of the Tiny Ones among the giants. With the discovery of the giant world, the Tiny Ones knew they needed a safe place to call home. Using their ingenuity and resourcefulness, they set out to build shelters that would protect them from the elements and the curious eyes of the giants. Gathering twigs, leaves, and other materials from their surroundings, they worked tirelessly, using their tiny hands to fashion sturdy homes that blended seamlessly with the forest floor. As they worked, they marveled at the scale of their new surroundings. The trees that had once towered above them now seemed like mighty pillars, and the sounds of the forest took on a new depth and resonance. Yet, despite the challenges of their new environment, the tiny ones persevered, driven by the knowledge that they were building not just shelters, but a new life in a world filled with endless possibilities. Finally, after days of hard work, their homes were complete. Nestled among the roots of the giant trees, they stood as a testament to the tiny ones' resilience and determination. As they settled into their new homes, a sense of peace and contentment washed over them. They knew that they had taken the first step in their journey among the giants, and that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together as a family. With their homes built, the tiny ones turned their attention to gathering supplies to sustain themselves in this new and unfamiliar world. They ventured out into the giant forest, marveling at the towering trees and the vast expanse of the landscape around them. Everything seemed larger than life, and they knew they would need to be resourceful to thrive in this environment. Milo, with his keen sense of direction, led the way as they searched for food and other essentials. Lily used her knowledge of plants to identify edible berries and nuts, while Pip eagerly helped gather them. They worked together seamlessly, each using their unique skills to contribute to the group's success. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they encountered new challenges. The terrain was rugged, and the giants' footsteps echoed like distant thunder. They had to be careful to avoid being spotted, as they were so small compared to everything around them. But they were determined, and their determination drove them forward. After hours of searching, they finally found a hidden grove filled with ripe berries and nuts. The tiny ones rejoiced at their find, knowing that it would sustain them for days to come. They worked quickly, gathering as much as they could carry, knowing that they would need to return to their homes before the giants stirred from their slumber. As they made their way back to their homes, their arms laden with supplies, they felt a sense of accomplishment. They had proven to themselves that they could survive in this giant world, and they knew that they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. As the tiny ones settled into their new lives among the giants, they began to encounter other creatures who called this world home. Some were small like them, while others were as large as the giants themselves, despite their differences in size. The tiny ones approached these creatures with open hearts and minds, eager to make friends in this strange new land. One day, while exploring the forest, they came across a family of chipmunks who were busy gathering acorns for the winter. The chipmunks were wary at first, but the tiny ones' friendly demeanor soon won them over. They shared stories of their adventures and offered to help gather acorns, forging a bond of friendship that would last a lifetime. Encouraged by this success, the tiny ones continued to reach out to other creatures they encountered. They met a wise old owl who shared his knowledge of the forest with them, teaching them which plants were safe to eat and which ones to avoid. They also befriended a family of rabbits who showed them how to navigate the maze of burrows that crisscrossed the forest floor. With each new friend they made, the tiny ones felt more at home in this giant world. They learned valuable lessons about cooperation and friendship, and they knew that they were stronger together than they were alone as they continued their adventures. They knew that they would always have friends to rely on in times of need. Emboldened by their new friendships and their growing confidence, the tiny ones set out to explore more of the giant world that surrounded them. They ventured into new territories, marveling at the diversity of life that thrived in this vast and wondrous land. Their explorations took them through dense forests, across meandering rivers, and up towering mountains. Everywhere they went, they encountered new wonders and challenges. They met creatures of all shapes and sizes, each with its own unique story to tell. One day, as they were crossing a wide river on a fallen tree trunk, they spotted something glinting in the sunlight. Curious, they investigated and discovered a treasure trove of shiny objects, discarded trinkets and baubles that had been lost or discarded by the giants. Excited by their find, they collected the treasures and brought them back to their homes, where they marveled at the beauty of their newfound riches. They knew that these objects held no real value in their world, but to them, they were treasures beyond measure. As they continued their explorations, they encountered more and more of these hidden treasures, each one adding to their growing collection. They felt like true adventurers, uncovering the secrets of the giant world, one discovery at a time.
forget my friends. It's me, Hacker from Minecraft. My friend Pro have made some very interesting safest tiny house build, but we should show them how real professionals build it, and while I'm building, I'll continue to tell you the breathtaking story. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! But their explorations were not without danger. They encountered fierce predators and treacherous terrain, and they had to rely on their wits and courage to survive. Yet through it all, they remained undaunted, driven by their thirst for knowledge and their love of adventure. As they returned to their homes after each expedition, they felt a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. They knew that they were living a life unlike any other, and they cherished every moment of their giant adventure. As the tiny ones continued to explore the giant world, they encountered challenges that tested their courage and determination. One such challenge came in the form of a mighty storm that swept through the forest, bringing with it powerful winds and torrential rain. The tiny ones huddled together in their homes, watching in awe as the storm raged outside. The giants seemed unaffected by the tumultuous weather, but for the tiny ones, it was a test of their resilience. They had to work together to secure their homes and protect themselves from the elements. Despite their fear, they refused to give in to despair. They knew that they were stronger together, and they drew strength from each other as they weathered the storm. When the sun finally broke through the clouds and the storm passed, they emerged from their homes, battered but unbroken. Another challenge came in the form of a giant creature, a dog that roamed the forest in search of prey. The tiny ones had to be constantly vigilant, always on the lookout for the telltale signs of the dog's presence. They learned to move silently and swiftly, avoiding detection by the keen senses of the giant beast. But their efforts were not always successful, and they had several close encounters with the dog. Each time, they narrowly escaped, using their quick wits and agility to outmaneuver the giant creature. It was a harrowing experience, but it taught them valuable lessons about survival in this unforgiving world. Despite the challenges they faced, the tiny ones refused to be deterred. They knew that they were on a journey of discovery, and that every challenge they overcame brought them one step closer to their ultimate goal. And so, with renewed determination, they continued their adventure among the giants, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With each challenge they overcame, the tiny ones celebrated their successes, cherishing the moments of triumph that marked their journey through the giant world. They took pride in their resilience and resourcefulness, knowing that they had grown stronger with each obstacle they had faced. One day, as they were exploring a new part of the forest, they stumbled upon a hidden meadow filled with the most beautiful flowers they had ever seen. The meadow was a riot of color, with flowers of every hue stretching as far as the eye could see. It was a sight that took their breath away, and they knew that they had discovered something truly special. They spent hours frolicking in the meadow, reveling in the beauty that surrounded them. They picked flowers and wove them into garlands, adorning themselves with nature's bounty. They danced and laughed, their spirits soaring as they celebrated the simple joy of being alive. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the meadow, they gathered around a small fire and shared stories of their adventures. They laughed and joked, their hearts full of gratitude for the experiences they had shared and the bond that held them together as a family. As they settled down for the night, the stars twinkling overhead, they knew that they had much to be thankful for. They had faced challenges that would have daunted even the bravest of creatures, and yet they had emerged victorious. They knew that their journey was far from over, but in that moment, they allowed themselves to bask in the glow of their success, knowing that they were truly living a life worth celebrating. After many adventures and challenges, the tiny ones knew that it was time to begin their journey home. They had learned and grown so much during their time among the giants, but they missed their own cozy homes and the familiar sights and sounds of their world. With heavy hearts, they bid farewell to their giant friends and set out on the long journey back to their own land. They retraced their steps, marveling once again at the wonders of the giant world that had become their home for a time. As they traveled, they shared stories of their adventures, reliving the moments of triumph and the challenges they had overcome. They knew that they would carry these memories with them always, a testament to the strength and resilience of the tiny ones. Finally, after many days of travel, they arrived back at their own homes. The sight of their familiar surroundings filled them with a sense of peace and contentment. They knew that they had changed during their time among the giants, but they also knew that they belonged here, among their own kind. As they settled back into their daily routines, they carried with them the lessons they had learned and the memories they had made. They knew that they would always treasure their time among the giants, but they also knew that there was no place like home. As the tiny ones settled back into their lives, they found that they had brought something back with them from their adventures among the giants. It wasn't just the memories of their incredible journey or the lessons they had learned. It was a newfound sense of purpose and a deep appreciation for the world around them. They looked at their familiar surroundings with fresh eyes, Seeing them in a new light after their experiences in the giant world, they realized that there was so much more to their own world than they had ever imagined, and they set out to explore it with the same sense of wonder and curiosity that had guided them. Among the giants, they shared their stories with their fellow tiny ones, inspiring them to dream big and reach for the stars. They knew that they had been forever changed by their adventure, and they were grateful for the opportunities it had given them to grow and learn. As they looked back on their time among the giants, they knew that it had been a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but they also knew that the greatest adventure of all was the one that lay ahead, waiting to be discovered in their own backyard. And so, with hearts full of hope and excitement, the tiny ones set out on a new journey, ready to embrace whatever the future held for them. For they knew that no matter where their adventures took them, they would always carry with them the spirit of courage and adventure that had guided them through. Their giant adventurous spirit that would carry them through whatever challenges and triumphs lay ahead. Upon their return, the tiny ones were greeted with joyous celebrations from their friends and neighbors. The news of their epic adventure had spread far and wide, and everyone was eager to hear their tales of the giant world. They were welcomed back as heroes, their bravery and resilience admired by all. As they reunited with their friends, they shared stories of their adventures, recounting the wonders and challenges they had encountered among the giants. Their friends listened with rapt attention, hanging on every word as they painted vivid pictures of their time in the giant world. The tiny ones were grateful for the warm welcome they received, knowing that they had missed their friends just as much as their friends had missed them. They felt a deep sense of belonging as they joined in the celebrations, grateful for the bonds of friendship that had sustained them through their journey. Inspired by their experiences in the giant world, the tiny ones decided to share their newfound knowledge with their community. They held gatherings where they shared stories of their adventures, imparting valuable lessons about courage, resilience, and the importance of working together. Their tales captivated their audience, sparking a sense of wonder and curiosity in the hearts of their fellow tiny ones. They encouraged others to embrace new experiences and to never be afraid of venturing into the unknown. Their knowledge of the giant world proved to be invaluable, as they shared tips for survival and strategies for navigating the challenges of their own world. Their community grew stronger and more resilient as they learned from the tiny ones' experiences, and the bonds of friendship that held them together grew even stronger. As the excitement of their return began to settle, the tiny ones took some time to reflect on their journey. They looked back on their adventures with a sense of pride and gratitude, knowing that they had experienced something truly extraordinary. They thought about the friends they had made and the challenges they had overcome, realizing that each experience had shaped them in some way. They were grateful for the lessons they had learned and the memories they had made, knowing that they would carry them with them for the rest of their lives. As they looked to the future, they felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. They knew that their journey among the giants had changed them, and they were eager to see where their newfound knowledge and experiences would take them next. With their hearts full of gratitude and their minds filled with memories of their giant adventure, the tiny ones set out to embrace new adventures in their own world. They knew that there was still so much to discover and explore, and they were eager to see where their curiosity would lead them. They ventured into new territories, discovering hidden wonders and making new friends along the way. They approached each day with a sense of wonder and excitement, knowing that every moment was an opportunity for discovery and growth. As they continued on their journey, they knew that they would always carry the spirit of adventure that had guided them through their giant adventure. They were grateful for the experiences that had shaped them and looked forward to the many adventures that lay ahead, knowing that their journey was far from over. As time passed, the tiny ones realized that their experiences in the giant world had given them a unique perspective that they could share with others. They began to mentor younger members of their community, passing on the wisdom they had gained from their adventures. They taught them about the importance of courage in the face of adversity and the value of working together as a team. They shared stories of their encounters with the giants and the lessons they had learned from each experience. The younger tiny ones listened eagerly, soaking up every word of wisdom from their mentors. They were inspired by the tales of bravery and resilience, and they looked up to the older tiny ones as role models. As they continued to explore their world, the tiny ones stumbled upon new mysteries that piqued their curiosity. They found hidden caves filled with ancient artifacts and secret passages that led to unknown destinations. Each discovery filled them with a sense of wonder and excitement.
Well, what cool buildings my friends have made. I like them very much. And you? I hope so too. So, I should also show them how to make a safest tiny house building. Well, at the same time, I will continue the story. They delved into the mysteries with a sense of purpose, eager to uncover the secrets that lay hidden beneath the surface of their world. Their discoveries brought them closer together as a community. As they worked together to unravel the mysteries that surrounded them, they knew that they were part of something special, and they relished the opportunity to explore the unknown together. As the tiny ones grew older, they realized that their adventures in the giant world had left a lasting legacy. They had inspired others to dream big and to embrace new experiences. And they knew that their stories would live on for generations to come. They looked back on their lives with a sense of fulfillment, knowing that they had lived a life filled with adventure and purpose. They were grateful for the experiences they had shared and the lessons they had learned. And they knew that they had left their mark on the world in their own small way. As they passed on into the twilight of their lives, they did so with a sense of peace, knowing that they had lived a life worth living. They knew that their adventures in the giant world had shaped them into the people they had become, and they were grateful for every moment of their incredible journey. As the tiny ones grew older, they watched with pride as the next generation embraced the spirit of adventure that had guided them through their lives.